Another day in the garage with the KTM. Turns out that, yeah, for I know everything about those bikes because this is my second LC8. I had a couple LC4s, but yeah, I wanted to talk about the engine oil and the engine oil levels and the engine oil consumption. And turns out that I hope I've learned something new, but I'll be testing that out, and that's why I'm making that video to just tell you what I found. Long story short, was using quite a lot of oil. I thought it's just using a bit too much, but always I figured that one thing is checking the oil on that gauge, and yeah, it's different than any other bike because it's dry sump. So I figured that definitely what manual says, just warm them up to 4 bars and then check the oil level. That's bullshit for sure, because the level will definitely go up by quite a lot when you ride for 15-20 minutes, and that's the best time to check it. So usually you need to take it for a ride, then come back, and then the procedure is to just let it idle for about a minute, then turn it off and then check the level. So always I used to keep it between this is the minimum, this is the maximum, so I would usually keep it a half or 3/4 like in any other bike. And by doing that I realized that usually I would just after the ride I would top it up to 3/4, then I would go for a ride and it would drop to like half or even less. And on top of that, recently I started seeing that the side of the engine here was getting all covered with oil, all inside of the airbox too. So I figured, and I checked that hose here that goes on top of the airbox, and that was oily too. So I thought definitely it's the balancer shaft seal which sits in here. So I took the cover off, put the new seal, and put the new gasket, went for a ride, and the same thing happened again. But also another mistake I've done, I was reading some forums and stuff, and people started saying that 10W60 oil is better than 10W50, that now KTM recommends 10W60. Well, yeah, I think that was a very bad decision, that it was happening even more oil was going into the airbox. So now I drained that oil, put 10W50 again, Motorex, and what I've been researching recently is that because it's dry sump, it's very easy to overfill it, and if you overfill it, that's exactly what will be happening, what was happening to me. But overfilling means having exactly what I was trying to do, like half or 3/4. That they say that it's the happiest when after you ride and it's warmed up, it should be just over the minimum. So when it's cold like now, you see it's empty, there's nothing on the gauge, which is quite scary. But still I'm gonna try it, because also the manual says you need to put 3 liters of oil. So that's exactly what is inside. It's 3 liters cold. So hopefully when it's warmed up, it's gonna reach that level, and then I'm gonna try ride it for a while and see if it's just gonna stay there or it will be using it anyway. So that was the introduction, and then I'll make a short video when it's warmed up and let's see what will be the level. If it's a bit too low, then I'll add a bit just to keep it over the minimum, and then I'll ride it for a while and see if that works. So yeah, I hope that helps someone who was losing their mind like I was with it. So yeah, let's try and see what will happen. Okay, so this is the first oil observation after a 15 minutes ride. So it's under the minimum. So that's how 3 liters look like warmed up. So I'm gonna add a little bit just to go over the minimum, leave it as that, and ride it a bit again, and yeah, I'll report later if it's gonna. But yeah, let me just stop up and I'll show you what is the starting point, and then we'll see if it's gonna change over time. Okay, so I've added about 250 milliliters. So now it's just over the minimum, like a quarter over. So that's roughly 3.2 liters oil in. So I'm gonna leave it like that, ride it for a bit, and I'll let you know in a while if it made a difference, if the level will just stay like that or it will be still dropping. Okay, so it seems like 3.2 liters work great. I took it for a ride again today, and yeah, go back and the oil level was exactly the same, where before it got to the point where it was disappearing quite quickly. So yeah, if you have a oil chasing issue, you might try that and just don't overfill the all LC8s.